All right, folks. Good morning. Coming to you from Shawnee, Kansas today for bracket play in the 3-2 Oktoberfest. So we are all set for play. Umpires meeting has transpired, and play will resume here shortly. Today we are matched up, earning the number 7 seed in pool play yesterday, going 1-1 on the day, having a rough day at the plate, not getting a lot of hits, and unfortunately leaving a lot of batters stranded out on the base paths. So we'll see if we can kind of turn it around today. But even with that poor offensive production, we were able to pull away with one win on the day. So going 1-1 on the day, that earned us a 7 seed, and today we are going to face up against the Midwest Mavericks. That's going to be the number 2 seed for today's tournament, as their pitcher begins to warm up. Let's take a look here at your starting lineup. And today we're going to have plan for everybody. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of a distraction. Looks like we're going to start with Ryder Votaw, Austin Strength, Arlo Mai, Paul McClinney, Jacob Larson, Tucker Lee, Harrison Perkins, Odie Saxon, Brooks Carr, and Evan Book. Unfortunately, it looks like Logan Peterson and Reed Eckert are not going to be able to join us today. Again, fall ball, and we have a lot of boys that are multi-sport athletes. Almost every boy on the team plays fall football, and we have a couple that are also doing basketball and all that. So looks like we're going to start with Jacob Larson hurling from the mound for us. And due to the fact that we are the lower seed, we will be the away team. And so Midwest Mavericks earning that home advantage, as we see often in most of these tournaments. The higher seed will typically be the home team. So an early start to everybody's morning. I know we were up just a little after 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I actually crawled out of bed until about 5:30, but an early morning nonetheless, and then a good drive down here to Shawnee. And as you can see, lots of shadows out on the baseball field today. Unfortunately, guys out in the field on the left side are going to have quite a bit of sun in their eyes here to start. That'd be the third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder, but even to a smaller degree, the pitcher and center fielder as well. So, but as the sun kind of comes up above that horizon and gets higher into the sky, we'll see that sun issue hopefully kind of dwindle and go away. Well, looks like we are all set for play, and Ryder Votaw is going to start us off. So leading off for most of the fall season, Ryder Votaw has. Coming into the tourney, hitting .263 as far as his batting average, but yesterday and for this tournament, hitting .200. So still an on-base percentage of .333 as he takes that first pitch for a ball inside. You know, Ryder being one of these really consistent guys and obviously earning that spot there in that leadoff position. Typically a pretty good on-base percentage and showing good discipline at the plate. Taking another ball, this one high and outside. So working in and working out, as we see a lot of pitchers do. And I don't know, I might have to change my position here. I didn't hear the call strike. I think he said a 2-1 count. And unfortunately with this field, we have no one running the scoreboard for us. No, that is ball 4, okay. So I didn't think I heard the strike call. And so 4 pitches and 4 balls, and Ryder is able to get our lead-off batter on base. And that's definitely the way we're hoping things will go for our MacNSeitz today. We've been a little bit rough on some of the oh, no, hitting the horn here, so I guess we're excited As Ryder steals second, and throw is not in time. Ryder is up. Okay, and so another spectator from another field came over and was asking me, telling me they didn't have umpires. So with this crazy setup I have, a lot of folks think I work for the actual complex. But Austin Strength, number 3-6, up at the plate right now. And on a 2-0 count. Ryder with a good lead out at second. And Austin takes one for a strike there. And now a 2-1 count. Ryder doing a good job getting a healthy lead and then a good shuffle after the pitch is released. And, you know, that's very typical of good base running tactics. And you want to make sure that you're getting that good shuffle and you get just a little bit of an advantage as a ball may come into play or a pass ball and then advancing on a pass ball. So now 3-1 counts to Austin Strength. And ball 4. So 2 batters and 2 walks. MacNSeitz now with runners on second and first, and that brings up Arlo Mai. Arlo batting .478 coming into the tournament and leading the team in RBIs with 11 RBIs. Yesterday, as I said earlier, as the opposing coach comes out for a short mound visit here. Looks like he just wants to get on the same page with his pitcher and get him to calm down. But Arlo and really the whole MacNSeitz team not doing a great job at the plate yesterday. Arlo didn't have a hit, and unfortunately, but he did end up on base a couple of times. So 200 on his on-base percentage for the tourney. And I will say that when we've played well, and especially from an offensive production standpoint, Arlo's always hit well. So hoping to see some good things from him today. He takes first pitch for a strike, and that coaching visit out to the mound maybe did the trick and settled their Midwest Mavericks pitcher down. So 2 pitches and 2 strikes. Arlo on a take on both of them. I'd tell you who is pitching for the Mavericks, but he has a long sleeve T-shirt on, and I cannot see his number. So we'll try to give you those updates as they come across. I do have a roster for him today. And now Arlo takes a ball high. So no advancement on the base paths. Nobody willing to take that risk yet, and early in the game. So not too aggressive just yet. Ball high and inside. Looks like that might be number 3 for the Midwest Mavericks up there on the mound. That would be Byers. Oh, no. That would be Brown. I apologize. Brown. Fly ball. This one left side. It might be trouble. Left fielder handles it. Oh, and Ryder tripped and fell on his way back to trying to tag at the base. And unfortunately, due to that, the Mavericks make a good throw and double us off. So, unfortunate. MacNSeitz kind of hurting ourselves. Those accidents do happen, and these fields are a little subject to something. But it looks like Ryder is down still over there at second base, and looks like he may have hurt a leg and ankle. I'm not sure. So we're going to take here just a small moment while the coaches check in on Ryder. Again, one of our leadoff hitter, one of the guys that exhibits great speed with the team and good strong fielding out in the field defensively. So going to hope that Ryder is going to be able to hop up here and get back to it. But he is still on the ground, back on the ground, and we'll take just a short moment here, and I'll take this a little bit of time while we try and see how Ryder's doing, to talk about our YouTube sponsorships and things of that nature. So looking at our YouTube channel, we have a number of subscribers. I think subscribers are up to about 23 subscribers. And what I'm hoping is that we can get each of the family members within a family unit. I've got 4 in mine, and I think 3 of our 4 have subscribed to the channel. And so as we get these subscription numbers up, what we'll have is as you look at these YouTube analytics, we'll say, hey, these 23 subscribers are going to equate to 700 impressions. It changes the algorithm within YouTube, and so our videos are actually suggested when people are watching other videos, and then that gains more viewership. And so the reason that we want that, and we want these numbers to get higher and higher as we go looking for corporate sponsors and trying to tell them, like, hey, you're going to have some free advertising coming out of sponsoring our program. We're going to put the sponsor logos up, and you'll see that in the lower right-hand corner. And, oh, no, this doesn't look good. They are actually carrying Ryder off of the field. Looks like it might be an ankle-type issue, and coaches are carrying Ryder off. I want to say that we had 10 in the lineup, and so that's going to leave us with just 9. Going to hope that Ryder is going to be able to work that out and be okay. I'm sure he is. And I'll look for an update here and try to get you guys an update on that later in the game. But we're going to be all set to resume play here and move on. One pitch, and Paul McClinney, fly ball to left field. Oh, and the left fielder dropped it. He handled it pretty easily, caught it on the edge of that glove, and then it just fell right out. So fortunate for us, and Paul reaches on air. And we'll take what we can get right now. That brings up number 33, Jacob Larson, to the plate. Jacob now batting only 167 on the fall season, 286 on base average. But I'll tell you what, if anybody hit the ball at all yesterday, it was Jacob Larson. Jacob had a heck of a hit. I believe it went left field, pretty deep, well over left fielder's head, in for I think a 2 RBI double. So definitely capable of doing some good things, and nice to see him swinging the bat as he takes pitch for strike number 1. So that does leave 2 runners on, still second base and first base. Ball high. And a ball outside. So now a 3-1 count. And a strike 3 call. That's going to retire the side. Oh, there we go. No, I was going to say, I thought I had it right on my scoring overlay there. That's just strike 2. So home plate umpire getting excited and trying to move the game forward, but realizes his own mistake before anybody else even says anything about it. And so now full count. Foul ball, this one out of play to the right side. And Jacob continuing to see the ball well. Last pitch coming in, 57 miles an hour. So we're not seeing great velocity here. But some early struggle with some control and a quick mound visit. Settle him down. This ball into play, it's just dribbling up the left side. And he waited very intelligently, using smart baseball IQ, waited for that ball to roll out of bounds and foul. So he easily could have picked that up, and then it had to have made a tough play. So great heads-up play there by the Midwest Mavericks. Pitcher, who, again, I believe is Brown. So now 7 pitches in on this at-bat, a good quality at-bat by Larson. And he fouls this one out of play, continuing to battle. And as we look for him to continue the battle, we want to try to get these runners around. So, again, yesterday we had a tough time leaving a lot of runners stranded. And so hopefully, with any luck today, we can get some momentum going. And ball 4. So that'll load the bases, and that's going to bring up Tucker Lee to bat. So number 19 at the plate. Now looking at, let me see here, where is Tucker at on the season? So Tucker batting only 167 on the season, and kind of interestingly, his on-base percentage, 583. So getting a lot of walks, leading the team in walks, although I think Harrison Perkins may have passed him yesterday in walks. But Tucker batting 250 on the tournament. Did have a crazy little bunt yesterday, showing his good speed down the base paths, as he takes pitch number 1 for a ball. So his on-base percentage, 400 just yesterday. And I think 4 RBIs on the fall season. So let's see if he can get an RBI here. And now 1-1 call, and Tucker not liking the strike call there. Ball high, just missing, and now a 2-1 count. This has to be where our MacNSeitz boys really need to come through. Bases loaded, now 2 down, and Mavericks looking to try to get out of a tough inning. So Tucker yet to swing the bat. 2-2 count, 2 called strikes, 2 balls. Changes up to a 2-strike approach. So a two-strike approach for a lot of guys is widening out their base. And then a strike 3 looking, never swung the bat. So never swung the bat, and it's going to be really difficult to get runs in when you don't swing the bat. So Mavericks getting out of a tough first inning, and we'll see what our boys can do defensively. You bet, right there. Okay, so here we are. Short little conference between Paul and Jacob Larson. Kind of probably discussing pitch calls and that kind of thing. Paul doing a good job handling the pitching staff as our primary catcher. And let's hope our MacNSeitz boys are not into another pattern here of getting a ton of guys on base and then not bringing anybody through home. But making our way on base largely due to either errors or walks, and then hurting ourselves a little bit by getting doubled back off of a pop fly and a good throw by the Midwest Mavericks. Ryder slipping and actually looked like he twisted an ankle. Again, I'm going to get an update on that, but I want to give it just a little bit of time. And Jacob Larson all set to start us off from the bump. And a first pitch and a first pitch strike. So that is exactly how we need to get started. So Midwest Mavericks earning a number 2 seed for bracket play today. And a good hitting team, good offensive production. This ball coming in, handled by shortstop. And the throw will not be in time. So an infield single. Looked like that was number 36, Austin Strength, out there at short. Again, they're staring into a ton of sun, and give him some credit. He gloved the ball, playing pretty deep, and had to move quite a bit of ways to the left. So I definitely would credit that as an infield single. Runner goes, and it's a pass ball. So runner will now be on second, and the current batter on a 1-0 count. Ball number 2, that's to number 21, McCauley for the Midwest Mavericks. Good lead out there at second. Our second baseman really working the bag back and forth. And a check swing creates a foul ball down the right side. Runner goes. And, oh my goodness. So MacNSeitz not yet awake this morning. A ball down in the dirt. Paul did a pretty good job trying to keep it in front of him. It went under him, and he kind of lost sight of the ball. Runner saw that and went. Ball in play. This one over to short again. Run will score, and an error on our shortstop. Score now 1-0 in favor of the Midwest Mavericks. Another hit. This one right to short. Going to try to turn 2. And I don't know, a big loop and throw from second base. But we did get the leadoff runner. So a fielder's choice. We've actually turned, I believe, 3 to 4 double plays this fall, and that one just transition not coming through very smoothly, but getting the leadoff runner always important. And Jacob continuing to pound the zone. First pitch strike there as well against number 17. That's going to be, oh man, I'm not sure, Carnell? Runner goes. Nice throw down and a close play, but the runner is up. So a nice throw down and a close play out there. But Midwest Mavericks showing some aggression on the base pass here early. And honestly, Jacob Larson doing a great job getting the ground balls that typically we're looking for, and they're going to usually equate to outs. And unfortunate. But to his credit, not showing any frustration yet there out there on the mound. Strike 3, swing and a miss. That'll be out number 2. And Jacob continuing to do a great job there. Jacob so far this season, six innings pitched, 2 different games. Faced 28 batters, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, only 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and continuing to do a great job here with another first pitch strike. Paul doing a great job moving laterally, keeping that ball down in the dirt right in front of him and protecting that runner from advancing to third. That'll make it a 1-1 count. And Paul from the stretch. Jacob from the stretch, my apologies. This one gets by the pitcher, over to shortstop, and that'll be out number 3. So getting out of an otherwise tough inning and a number of errors, Midwest Mavericks still able to put 1 on the board, but honestly could have been much, much worse. And so MacNSeitz doing a good job making a couple of routine plays there that we very much need them to do. So let's see if we can't get some offensive production going. Now in the middle of our lineup, and it looks like it'll be Harrison Perkins leading us off. So talking about those YouTube analytics earlier and how we're trying to get those impressions up and trying to make a sponsorship a little more palatable for some corporate sponsors for our 2023 season. And give a listen here, and please, if you know of anybody or you happen to work for a corporation that supports local youth athletics, please comment and let us know, as we have some pretty significant financial commitments in order to continue these young men and their training, as well as tournament entries.
Does your company support the community? Our MacNSeitz Baseball Club depends on generous donations in order to train and compete. Our sponsorship program has a variety of packages that fit into most any budget. With our live broadcast to YouTube and Twitter, our sponsors enjoy recognition of their community support, company logos cycled throughout our live streams, even audio commercials, just like this one. So if your company can help us reach our goals, please let us know by leaving a comment on our video. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, MacNSeitz 14U. Thank you for supporting local youth athletics. Now let's get back to some baseball.
All right, and I appreciate your guys' attention there. Looks like the Midwest Mavericks will stick with the same pitcher. And certainly why not, very early here in the game. Just now top of the second, as number 28, Harrison Perkins, steps into the box. Takes a strike over the outside corner on pitch number 1. So looking like plate umpire, calling that outside corner here pretty consistently early. Harrison rolls over on this one, dribbles back to the pitcher, and that'll be out number 1. So just 2 pitches and getting it out, showing good efficiency there. That's going to bring up number 5'8", Odie Saxon, to the plate. Odie batting just .222 on the season. And again, that's just the fall season, folks. So just 2 tournaments in. This is our 3rd tournament together. But batting .250 yesterday with 500 OPS. That's your on-base percentage and your slugging percentage combined. Had a hit and an RBI. And so not a lot of offensive production yesterday, but doing a good job, and one of the few hits that we actually saw yesterday. And continuing to call that, and I got to tell you, folks, as I'm sitting here watching this, those outside pitches are skirting the chalk line for that batter's box, although not much of a chalk line left at this point. Almost in the same spot. That one, ball number 2. So 2-1 count. That last pitch coming in, 61 miles an hour. Swing and a miss, and that'll be a 2-2 count now to Odie Saxon. And Odie showing some patience there. Now a full count, 3-2. Still close matchup here, just 1-0 in favor of the Midwest Mavericks. Nice hit. This one left side, fly ball. This could be in the sun. And left fielder does draw it in, catching just over his left shoulder as he was going back. So nice stroke by Odie. Unfortunately, just in the wrong spot. And Midwest Mavericks come away with out number 2. And Brooks Carr out at the plate, taking his first pitch high and outside. Brooks, one of 2 left-handed batters. And a strike call. So, boys, getting used to that strike zone. And let's see if we can't take a closer look with our picture-in-picture. Ball down low. And Brooks Carr batting, coming into this tournament, batting only 188, but with a 316 on base percentage. But yesterday, batting 333 on the day. So on base percentage of 600. Had a couple RBIs, a couple walks. Pitcher nods, and from the windup, this one outside. And now full count to Brooks Carr. You know, one thing I'll tell you about Brooks is we see him putting the ball in play pretty consistently. And I think as he continues to grow and work on his game, we'll see those balls starting to go farther and farther. But always seems to be kind of game at the plate as he fouls that one back. From what I've seen so far in just these first couple of tournaments here this fall season, he's shown good discipline at the plate, but also shown the ability to just put the bat on the ball. And he draws a walk there. And Brooks now over on first base would represent the tying run. That's going to bring up Evan Book. And so of the 2 guys that did something with the bat yesterday, Jacob Larson and Evan Book, one of them. So Evan not having a hit yet this season before yesterday, put a real nice one out into left field. He takes a pitch high and outside for ball 1. So a lot of fun to see Evan coming through as we know that he can do. But he hitting 500 on the day yesterday, with a 500 slugging percentage. So getting runners on and getting runners over. Now Brooks Carr on first doesn't represent a huge speed threat. And so far, no attempt to go. Good lead over at first. And strike call. So Midwest Mavericks pitcher continuing to work that outside of the plate and get some strike calls. Swing and a miss there on an off speed. I felt like Evan did a good job of sitting on it and waiting. You know, it's interesting as you watch each of these boys approach to the plate. Evan's feet tend to be a little bit narrower and, you know, a little offset, so it has more of an open stance. All right, so a big pitch here coming up. Number 3 on the mound, Brown, taking a deep breath. Now coming set from the stretch. And delivers ball 4. So that'll put 2 on. And so in the same fashion as in the first inning, the MacNSeitz boys earning their way to the bases, but doing that via walk versus actual hits. Now head coach Josh Carr coming up and having a short conference here with the plate umpire. Not entirely sure what that's about, but going to talk with the opposing coach now as well. And I think this may be, yep, it certainly is. This is about the fact that Ryder Vota is now no longer going to be able to continue play. And so obviously carried off the field after slipping and falling and possibly twisted an ankle. He's the gentleman who should be up at the bat, and unfortunately won't be able to continue playing. So they're going to talk about how they're going to address this. Now, typical baseball rules are going to tell you that should be considered an automatic out if we don't have a substitute player. So they're trying to agree right now on how it's going to be handled. And unfortunately, they're not telling me how it is going to be handled. So that brings up Austin Strength to the plate. So strike one call there. So already having 2 outs. Again, you know, a lot of baseball rules will tell you that should be an automatic out, which would have been out number 3. Looks like that was not the case. And so Midwest Mavericks showing some good sportsmanship there and agreeing to go ahead and jump Ryder in the batting lineup. So Austin fouling that one off to the right side. Austin didn't get much going yesterday. Did end up with a sacrifice, so an RBI on the day. And a great hit over here to the right side. The right fielder flubs the ball, and Austin Strength will be in for an RBI double. And that'll tie the game up, folks. So just when you're not exactly sure what's going to happen, Austin comes up with a clutch hit here and onto the right side. And that brings up Arlo Mai. Now runners on second and third, and he takes his first pitch for ball number 1. So showing some liveliness in the dugout now as Arlo takes that pitch for a strike. Boys are up on the fence and chattering, cheering the boys on and telling Arlo to go get it. Arlo fouls that one back, and that'll make it a 1-2 count. So again, Arlo not having a great hitting day here in this tournament, but leading the team in RBIs, and we'll see if he can add to that number right here. Arlo turns on that one, sends it a mile, but it is well out of play. takes this one outside for ball number 2. Arlo pops this one up right side over to the first baseman, and he hauls that one in for out number. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped the ball. I don't know what happened there. And so they call that an out. And, possibly he bobbled the ball as he transitioned it over to his throwing hand. MacNSeitz will leave 2 more stranded. And that'll be 5 runners stranded on the day so far. Going to take a short audio break here as Jacob Larson warms up for this next inning. And ball number 1 here in bottom of the second. MacNSeitz continues with Jacob Larson on the mound. Foul back on that one. Bring it to a 1-1 count now. Difficult to see these Midwest Mavericks in their numbers. Thought that was a number 11, but swing and a miss. And a 1-2 count. Just tiny little numbers on their back shirts there. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3. That one down in the dirt, and Paul making a nice throw over to first for out number 1. So catcher Paul McClenny calling out to the team, letting everybody know there's just one down, and the play will be at first. Ball down to start. That is on number 12, Armitage. Cool last name. As he takes pitch number 2 down in the dirt, and that'll earn him a 2-0 pitch count. Pop fly, this one to the right side, handled by the second baseman. That's going to be Harrison Perkins, and that'll be out number 2. So boys doing a good job. Two up and two down. Let's see if we can make this a 3-up, 3-down inning. Ball outside, just a little bit wild. That brings up number 3 Baird for the Midwest Mavericks at the plate. Batting in the 8 hole. And that was definitely a wild pitch. Well above the umpire, and Paul not able to get a glove on it. Jacob takes a look at the ball and says, "Hey, give me a new one. That's not my fault. That's the ball." What I love about it is here in 14U baseball, obviously these boys watch so much pro athletics. The umpires just take that ball and put it right back in their ball bag to recycle. So ball's not infinite here at 3-2. But Jacob responds well with that new ball, getting himself a strike. And now this one fouled out to the right side, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. So much of the game of baseball mental, and whether that's mental or not, or whether that was really a flawed baseball, made a difference here for Jacob. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3. Paul tags him. And that is 3 up and 3 down, folks. Paul, or not Paul, but Paul doing a great job too, but Jacob doing a fantastic job up there on the bump. And that's going to bring number 12, Paul McClenny, to start us here in the top of the 3rd. Little update on Ryder Votaw. During the last half inning, I trotted over there to the dugout real quick, and Ryder's got his foot elevated and has some ice on it. Looks like he has a high ankle sprain, and don't know if it's anything better or worse at this point, but doing what they can do for him right now. And we'll have to check on him here in the coming days. As I was talking with Ryder and his father, Ryder had thought that the outfielder had dropped the ball, and then when he had realized he didn't, his cleat kind of dug into the ground as he was trying to turn around, and unfortunately twisted that ankle. High ankle sprains can range in a variety of different severities, obviously, as with any sprain. And the high ankle sprains, in my experience, have tended to be a little bit more long-lasting. So let's hope that's not the case for Ryder. Well, all that said, home plate umpire wipes off the dish. And number 12 is stepping into the box. So Paul not having a ton of luck yesterday, no hits on the day, but our leading batter on the fall season puts this one into play over to shortstop and hustles down first base, making it close, but that one is an out. So good to see these MacNSeitz boys swinging the bat. As Jacob looking to help himself out here, as he is the pitcher of record. Takes first pitch for a ball. This one dribbles over to second base. Oh, second baseman misplays it. And Jacob will reach on air. And every now and then that is the only thing that it takes to get something going. Again, our score now tied up 1-1. And Jacob over there on first base would represent the go-ahead run. That brings up number 19, Tucker Lee, at the plate. First pitch and a strike one call. Pitch takes a look over at first. Jacob with a modest lead and a wild pitch. Larson will make his way over to second base, uncontested. And now Tucker Lee with a scoring opportunity here as Jacob Larson is on second base. Takes a pitch down, bringing his pitch count now to a 2-1 count. Harrison Perkins looks on from the on-deck circle. And now a 3-1 count. Tucker's still yet to swing that bat. As he takes ball number 4. Well, that puts 2 runners on for MacNSeitz. Now at second and first. Harrison Perkins takes his first pitch down and away for a ball. So Midwest Mavericks pitcher showing a little control issues now. And just as I say that, comes up with a strike over the outside corner. Harrison batting .364 on the fall season with a .600 on base percentage. So Harrison finding different ways to get on base. Also has a high number of walks as well. I think he may, as of yesterday, be leading the team in walks. But also been able to put the bat on the ball when needed. Swing and a miss on an off-speed there. And now a 1-2 count. So just one down. And MacNSeitz looking to try to get Jacob Larson around. That would be, again, that go-ahead run. Harrison, with no hits on the day yesterday, did have 3 walks. And takes a ball down there. It gets away from the catcher, and the runners will advance. So now easily in scoring position. All we need is a ball put into play here with just one down. And a strike 3 call, no swing. And MacNSeitz just not coming up with the right things here at the right moments. That brings up number 5'8", Odie Saxon. Odie had a heck of a nice hit earlier. Got all of a ball, but almost directly right to that left fielder. But credit to the left fielder for the Midwest Mavericks. He's standing out there in the outfield right now, using his glove to block the sun. And I got to tell you, I know you folks are not here right now, but, man, that sun is screaming down just at the right angle for these boys out here on the left side of the diamond. Now 1-1 count to Odie. And so Baird for the Midwest Mavericks takes a deep breath, pitches from the stride. And another ball, this one outside. So he continues to work that outside of the plate, and, obviously to his credit, that's where the umpire's been calling the strikes. So no reason not to continue to keep working that. Odie with another great hit left side. Left fielder hauls it in, and doggone it. Great stroke, and the MacNSeitz boys will leave two more stranded. That's a total, my gosh, let's take a look here. That's a total of 7 stranded runners so far this game. So credit to the Midwest Mavericks coming up with the balls or the outs when the balls are put in play, and doing a good job defensively. And MacNSeitz being patient at the plate, earning their way to the base paths via walks, but just not coming up with the hits and the RBIs in order to go up. But still a close match here. Game all tied up at 1-1. Looks like number 36, Myers, will be leading off for the Midwest Mavericks here. Working on continuing to adjust some of these camera angles. I'll tell you, the sun plays obviously havoc out here, but looks like our stream strength is pretty good, so I hope you have a good viewing picture from home. MacNSeitz will continue with Jacob Larson out here on the mound, and as we are in bracket play, it is a win to stay type of format, so it's single elimination. And any loss will send that team home, and a win will let the team advance. So if MacNSeitz were to get a win here, we would play at noon for our next game. If we were to go through to the championship, we would have to have 3 wins on the day. Jacob starts with a ball down and away. That one coming in 64 miles an hour. So Jacob's showing good velocity and really done a good job right here staying in the strike zone. And has a great off speed right there. So I'm not sure if that's a slider or if that's a curveball. Looked more like a slider to me. Now a 1-1 count. And a ball out. So Baird for Midwest Mavericks, showing some patience. This ball in play, line drive right side, just over the jumping outstretched hand of Harrison Perkins. And a great little hit by Baird. Man, Harrison, so athletic and almost pulling that one down, but that puts a leadoff batter on the bases for the Midwest Mavericks. Ball missing just outside. And hitting that outside corner on that one, making it now a 1-1 count. You can see over there on first. Midwest Mavericks showing some aggressive base running earlier. And not so aggressive here. This one's a foul ball. Down right off the plate. And Larson now up on a 1-2 count. So a little bit bigger lead here. And Larson doesn't look over at first, but runner does not go. Ball into play. This one over to third, and it's an error. That one going just under the glove of Arlo Mai. Arlo playing over a little bit and almost in the right spot, still having to make his way over to the left to try to get that ball. And I think it just took a bad hop. First pitch down. Doggone it. Didn't switch the video on for you guys here. That one well inside, and number 4 for the Midwest Mavericks, their leadoff hitter, or the top of the lineup rather, Britt, jumps back for ball number 1. Larson responds well there and hits the outside corner with strike 1. So that runner on second base would represent the go-ahead run. Nobody down yet here in the bottom of the third. And so MacNSeitz going to need to come up with some plays here in order to get out of this inning with no further runs. And that one just missing just high. As Britt takes a deep breath, has a little practice swing outside the box and steps back in. Not sure what happened there. Ball may have slipped out of Larson's hands, but that is a ball number 4, and that loads the bases. So MacNSeitz finds themselves in an untenable situation. Bases loaded, nobody down, bottom of the third in a tie game. Again, single elimination for bracket play. And so every run important. Wild pitch here. This one going outside. But the runners do not advance. And you know, you got to ask yourself, why risk it? Nobody down. And you're here in the top half of your lineup. Number 21, McCauley for Midwest Mavericks at the plate. And a ball outside. It's now a 2-0 count. Ball in play. This over to short. Trying to turn 2, and we bobble the ball at second base. So ball went in and out of Harrison's glove. And so that runner will reach on air, and the Midwest Mavericks will now go up 2-1. So errors continue to be the issue of the day for the MacNSeitz team. Jacob doing a nice job getting a ground ball when he needed it, and that was a perfect opportunity for turning 2. So Jacob with a nice pitch there for strike 1. So number 3-4, Byers, takes a called strike right there. Little chopping ground ball goes down the right side line for a foul. Another foul ball, so 4 pitches, all in the zone, and Byers still on an 0-2 count. Jacob Larson looking for his first out here in bottom of the third. Ball up. So conservative leads all around. And if you recall, we had runners at second and first pop up and got doubled back off of it. So Midwest Mavericks. And a strike 3 call. Larson getting his first out. Had an opportunity for a couple of times for some outs. And fielder's not getting it done, so he takes it into his own hands and gets a strikeout. But again, as I was saying, the Midwest Mavericks being very conservative out here on the base paths. A little dribbler. This one's going to be handled by Arlo. And it looks like that is going to be out number 2. But not before another run comes in for the Midwest Mavericks. So now 3-1. Line drive, this one back over second baseman again. A run will score, and the outfielder doesn't throw the ball in. So 2 runs will actually score on that single. So, in my opinion, a defensive error out there in right field. He just held on to the ball, and super frustrating. But that's going to make it now a 5-1 game. And MacNSeitz just looking to get the heck out of this inning. Runner goes. Throw comes down. Man, throws right on the spot, but not handled by the shortstop. Ball into play. This is going to be handled by Odie Saxon, and he lets Jacob Larson know, hey, I've got it. That'll be out number 3, and that'll end the 3rd inning, but not before the Midwest Mavericks go up 5-1. So again, the story of that inning right there, 2 errors equate to a number of different runs, and a lack of a throw from right field, which may have prevented one more run. Unfortunately, every run counting here. And we'll see how MacNSeitz responds offensively when they get back up to the plate. So 9:03 here locally. Game started right on time, right at about 8 o'clock. Moving through these innings relatively quickly. And I tell you what, that sun is still really beaten down. Matter of fact, it's so significant that the pitcher right now has sunglasses on. I'll tell you from a safety standpoint, that's against the rules. But gosh, I don't know what's more dangerous, having a pair of sunglasses on so you can kind of see the ball if it's hit back to you, or having a pair of sunglasses on if they break and kind of get into an eye. So neither one are great options, but I know personally, from my standpoint, I'd like to be able to see that ball screaming back at me and give me a chance to get my glove up. So nothing said, nothing doing here, and it doesn't look like the umpires are going to say anything about it. Well, I could be wrong. Yeah, home plate umpire is stepping up right now. Nope. He's just getting ready to sweep off the plate. That's going to be bring Brooks Carr, number 5, for MacNSeitz up to the plate. So if MacNSeitz is to stay in this game, got to imagine we need to get something going here offensively. We'll see if Brooks Carr can get us started. Line drive, this one falling short of the shortstop. Oh, and a safe call. Nice play by the shortstop, but Brooks putting that ball in play and getting an infield hit. Hustling down the line. You know, Brooks not having great speed, but never lacking in effort. And I tell you what, that was all effort. If you don't hustle down that line, no way that becomes an infield single. So Evan Book taking his first pitch for a ball high and inside. So again, Evan having a good day yesterday. One of only 2 kids really to do much of anything offensively yesterday, and hoping that he can kind of keep that going here today as MacNSeitz looks to get something going. Ball well inside. Home plate umpire having to lean over far left to see kind of exactly where that was at, about right at the knees. And another ball, so 4 pitches and 4 balls, and that'll be 2 runners on. Now this is exactly where MacNSeitz wants to be. No outs, runners on the base paths. Austin with the sole RBI on the game for MacNSeitz. Now back at the plate. And a close call out there at second as the Midwest Mavericks pitcher turns around for a pickoff attempt over at 2. Bob Brooks gets back safely. And now Austin's still looking for his first pitch. This one down for ball number 1. Two 2-0 now. And I got to tell you, folks, for you guys that are not here, it has been a chilly morning. Looking forward to this sun coming up. And Strength takes his first strike call. And now a 2-1 count. It's probably a little bit chillier today even than it was yesterday. Oh, nice stroke there. Line drive, left side. It's going to be handled by the left fielder. And Austin will be up with a single to load the bases. So Austin doing fantastic and going 2-2 on the day. And that brings up Arlo Mai. So nobody down. MacNSeitz down 5-1 and needing a number of runs to get back into this game. Arlo takes the first pitch for a strike. That one down the pipe. Arlo looking like he's got good energy here. Oh, screamer down the left side. This one gets through. Left fielder is right on it, but that is going to be an RBI single. Oh, it gets by him. He bobbles it a little bit, and Evan Book will come across the plate as well. So that's a 2 RBI single, and MacNSeitz putting 2 more on the board. So now down just 2, and that's going to bring. Oh no, it looks like I had my guys wrong. I didn't give Arlo credit for that hit. My goodness, guys, nobody told me I was off there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, number 12, Paul McClenny, now up at the plate, and that's what's most important, not the silly graphics on your screen, is where are we at in the game. And so 2 runners on, runner at second and first. Paul at the plate, taking that first pitch for a ball. Pass ball, runners will advance. Uncontested. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Paul. Up in the count now, 2-0. And that pitch is ball number 4. So got a little bit off on my count here as I realized that we were on the wrong batter. It's a little bit goofy with Ryder not being in the lineup again here. No way, good way for me to take him out. But at bat right now is number 3-3, Jacob Larson, and he's looking to help himself with the bases loaded. Foul tip on a nice swing. And what was looking like a game that was maybe getting a little out of hand and maybe out of stretch, now looking very much like a game again here. Ball outside. I will tell you, in the two prior tournaments that we've had this fall, MacNSeitz, good offensive production team typically. Yesterday was more of a rarity. Pass ball, nobody goes. And now 2-1 count to Larson. But typically a good offensive production team. And yesterday, somewhat of a fluke, just not really coming up with the hits when we needed it. Seemed to continue on here into the early innings. We'll see if we can get this turned around right here. So late swing there, and that'll make it a 2-2 count as Larson fouls that one back. So still nobody down. Oh, that was a beautiful pitch, and caught Larson. Larson feeling like that one was on the inside near his elbow, but a breaking ball got him, and that'll bring up number 19, Tucker Lee, to the plate. Ball up to start. And just one down. Just looking to get this ball in play. I mean, a good single could potentially score two. Ball high, that one a little bit wild. Now, we'll say Arlo Mai on second base. Looks like Austin Strength at third and Paul McClinney at first. So pitcher getting right to it, and that's number 2, looks like, for the Midwest Mavericks, Taylor, that is on the bump. And that'll be ball 4, and that'll bring another one home. So now a 5-4 game, and bases loaded, just one down. And that'll bring number 28, Harrison Perkins, to the plate. Harrison with no big hits yesterday, three walks. Put a ball in play earlier but didn't get on. And Harrison with, looks like, 2 RBIs in the fall season. So in a good opportunity as the Midwest Mavericks coach looking for a quick conference with his pitcher out there on the plate. Or not the plate, the mound rather. Looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner for Paul McClinney out there at second base. He can get his catching gear back on. And Jacob Larson, who was the last out, will take his place out there on the base paths. And there's that curveball again. That one coming in for a strike one call. Ball down. And so number 2, Taylor, for the Midwest Mavericks, looking to get out of this inning. Goes back to that curveball for another strike. This one a swing and a miss. As he shakes off his catcher, and he delivers another curveball, this one outside. So always interesting to see, and every team a little bit different in how they handle their pitch calls. Some teams The catcher will take the pitch call from the coaches in the dugout and then give that to the pitcher, and there's really not much discussion about it. Some teams leave that to the catcher and pitcher. Not sure what the Midwest Mavericks have going, but I don't see the catcher looking down to the dugout every pitch, so I would imagine that he's calling the game. And pitcher given the opportunity to shake him off if he's not liking that call. And ball number 4. So that's going to tie up the game here, folks. 5-5 now, top of the 4th. Bases loaded, just one down. And Taylor struggling to find that zone. And Midwest Mavericks coach has seen enough. Gives Taylor a pat on the bump and will call for his center fielder to come in and take over on the mound. So we will have a pitching change here. And the Midwest Mavericks will have an opportunity to give their pitcher, looks like this is going to be a righty, and give him an opportunity to warm up. First pitch coming across on the warm-up at 64 miles an hour. While we allow him to warm up, I would like you to give this quick commercial just a listen, as we're looking for some more sponsors for our 2023 season.
Does your company support the community? Our MacNSeitz Baseball Club depends on generous donations in order to train and compete. Our sponsorship program has a variety of packages that fit into most any budget. With our live broadcast to YouTube and Twitter, our sponsors enjoy recognition of their community support, company logos cycled throughout our live streams, even audio commercials just like this one. So if your company can help us reach our goals, please let us know by leaving a comment on our video. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, MacNSeitz 14U. Thank you for supporting local youth athletics. Now let's get back to some baseball.
All right, so looks like he's about warmed up, has maybe one more pitch yet to go. And that is going to bring up number 5'8", Odie Saxon, to the plate. I tell you what, he's not had a hit this game, but, man, he has barreled up a couple of balls, gone deep left field, and credit to the Midwest Mavericks left fielder. He's been able to bring each one of those in for an out. Looking to maybe level that out just a bit and get to maybe more of a line drive, but Odie's seeing the ball well and driving it, barreling it up. He now has the bases loaded, just one down, and it'll be interesting to see what he's able to come up with here. The runner out there on third is Jacob Larson. He would represent the go-ahead run, and that would put the MacNSeitz 14U boys up by 1 if we're able to bring him across the plate. So just one down. Jacob shows, I wouldn't say that Jacob is slow, and he's not fast, so I think he has moderate speed. I would doubt that we're going to be aggressive on the base path over there if there's a pass ball, being that the bases are loaded, and Midwest Mavericks have shown some decent offensive production, so it would be nice for us to come up with more than one run. But we'll see what Odie is going to be able to do here. First pitch, this one coming in 62 miles an hour and above Odie's head. So always a little bit of extra juice, energy, whatever you might call it, when a pitcher's coming in a tight situation. This one coming in more over the plate, but still well high. And I apologize there. I had something else going on in the background. 2-0 count now. And three pitches and 3 balls, 3-0 count to start. Now in this type of situation, you figure the bases are loaded, it's a 3-0 count. Even if this one's right down the pipe, Odie's likely to be on the take. And he was. So pitcher's able to rally himself back a bit here and come up with a strike. And a curveball in for ball number 4, and that'll be the go-ahead run. So Odie showing good discipline, and MacNSeitz 14U goes up now 6-5. So a tough position for that Midwest Mavericks pitcher to come in on, but he does start with the strike call, and it looked like an off-speed there to begin. Now an 0-1 to Brooks Carr. Ball out. 1-1, and so he's getting right up on the bump, and he's making quick work of getting to his pitches and trying to find a rhythm. But coming in a tight spot with only 1 out and the bases loaded, he's staring into this sun too and showing some frustration with it. I tell you, it's got to be beaten down right in that pitcher's eyes right now. So a 3-1 count. We'll see how Brooks Carr responds here. Swing and a miss, and that'll be a full count. Brooks very typically doing a good job. Oh my gosh, I got the wrong angle for us to see Brooks here. Swing and a miss. Got him on a curveball. And that'll be 2 down. So Brooks, who typically has done such a good job getting the ball in play, unable to do so there. But that'll bring up number 11, Evan Book, to the plate. Takes the first pitch for a strike. And again, Evan hitting the ball well yesterday, seeing it, making his way on base. Seeing if he can come up with an RBI here. Ooh, that one well in. Brooks slightly moving out of the way. It's one of those ones in high school you see the kids really kind of leaning into a little bit more. So that pitch high, coming in 62 miles an hour. Swing and a miss. And a 2-2 count. So I was mentioning this earlier at Evans' last at-bat, but more of an open stance with the lead foot back just slightly as he fouls that one back, remaining a 2-2 count. But a lot of different ways to approach the plate and your at-bat. Ball down. That's a fastball, 66 miles an hour, and now full count. So bases continue to be loaded. MacNSeitz looking to improve our lead here. Evan puts this one in. It's a fly ball right side. It's going to find the ground, but the second baseman throws it, and the throw is off the mark. Evan is in safely, and another run comes across the plate. So maybe a little bit of an unorthodox play over there, but good to see MacNSeitz improving that lead just a bit more. Fastball outside, 64 miles an hour. Austin Strength in the box, 2-2 on the day. 2 for 2, rather, I should say. Puts this one into play over to shortstop. Bad hop, and he's going to make it. And MacNSeitz in with another run. And once again, my scoring overlay, I had Ryder in there, so Gave everyone an update on Ryder earlier, so it looks like possibly a high ankle sprain, but I'm sure they're going to keep a close eye on that here in the coming hours and days. As that brings up Arlo Mai to the plate. High fly ball right side. This is going to be a foul ball. Arlo Mai batting .478 on the fall season. 11 RBIs coming into this tournament. Another fly ball right side again and almost in the same spot. And that's going to earn him an 0-2 count. And throw coming in, trying to take out the home plate umpire. A back pick over to third, but Odie's back up safely, no problem. And Arlo takes a couple swings here in the batter's box as he prepares himself for the next pitch. Pitcher now from the windup. Ball goes in play. It's a swing and a miss. And a pass ball. Arlo Mai didn't know what to do. And this is another situation where the baseball IQ is hurting us, because that would have been another run and Arlo would have been up safely. He started to go down the line and then just stopped halfway and stood there and watched. And so this is a learning opportunity and a part of the reason why we broadcast these games, so these boys can go back in and look at the things that they do well and then also look at the things that they can learn from. So that's a learning opportunity, and unfortunate, but a good inning for the MacNSeitz 14U team as they take the lead. Now 8-5, and so I need to go double check on this score and make sure I'm still on the same page. I believe it was Evan's father, Steve, running the game changer today, and I'll take a quick audio break. All right, we are all set here for bottom of the fourth. Looks like Jacob Larson is done for the day. Fantastic job here to begin with. Obviously 5 runs scored by the Midwest Mavericks, and hats off to them for that. However, many of those scored on runs and walks. Or not runs, but walks and errors. And so getting some of the ground balls that he needed, but a pretty good day out there on the mound for him. MacNSeitz will bring up Arlo Mai, and Arlo, a little bit of a wild pitch for his first pitch here. Number 12 for the Midwest Mavericks is up at the plate. Fly ball, right side. That one's going to find some green. Midwest Mavericks is going to turn, headed for two, and he'll make it up for a stand-up double on a leadoff hit. So nobody down. Looks like that's Evan Book over there in right field. Didn't get a good jump off of the hit. Ball rolled over to the fence. But the relay comes in, and they are able to hold him at two. Ball high. As Arlo looks over to the dugout for some instruction from the coaching staff. So conservative lead over at second. Ball down, that's going to be ball number two. So number 3, Baird for the Midwest Mavericks is up at the plate. And a nice curveball for strike one. That one coming in at just 46 miles an hour. So not great velocity, but had fantastic movement and came in right across the plate. This one just outside, gets away from Paul, and the runner will advance. And it's just one of those things that we have not done a great job of, which is keeping runners out at their positions on their bases. So not sure, I didn't quite see how that one came across the plate and got away from Paul. And another wild pitch, that's going to be ball 4 as he hustles down to first. Fortunately, on that pass ball, the runner did not advance from third. But that does put runners on the corners, first and third, with nobody down. Ball inside, runner goes, and absolutely zero attempt to hold that runner on first as he makes his way over to second. Number 3-6 for the Midwest Mavericks, Myers at the plate. Ball high. So last time Arlo was up on the bump, pitched a heck of a game. And the Monster Bash presented by Perfect Game. That one a really unique matchup and ended in really poor fashion, but regardless, Arlo pitching a heck of a game on his last outing. He has a 3-1 count now. Runners on second and third. MacNSeitz up 3 runs. And ball 4, that'll load the bases. So Paul McClinney asked for a quick timeout and wants to go up and consult with Arlo. Looks like he's all set and ready to go there. And that'll bring up number 54, Stewart, for the Midwest Mavericks. And a nice pitch inside of the plate for strike one. Pop up. This is an infield fly. The home plate umpire calls it. And the batter will be out. So interestingly enough, the infield fly rule came into play the last time Arlo pitched, and this time officiated correctly, calling the batter automatically out. Midwest Maverick boys all returned to their bases. Nobody advanced at their own risk. And now one down. And a swing and a miss. Strike number one. So we're now back to the top of the lineup for the Midwest Mavericks. This is number 4, Britt, at the plate. As the ball comes in high. So Arlo just over 7 innings pitched this fall season. Prior to this time, he's faced 33 batters, had 2 hits, 2 runs, 6 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And he ends up with a nice off-speed there, improving his pitch count to 1 and 2 on Britt. So Sun getting a little unwieldy here. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a different view. And now a 2-2 count as that one goes well outside. Paul doing a good job keeping that ball in front of him and put a glove on it. And now a full count. So some pretty significant leads by the Midwest Mavericks over at first and second base. The runner on second, almost halfway down the base path by the time Arlo pitched that last pitch. And strike 3 for out number 2. And Arlo coming up big, and coming up big when we really need it. So that was fantastic. Still no runs have scored. And bases loaded, now 2 down. And pitching much in the same fashion as he did in his last outing, where he ended up coming up with some big pitches when he really needed them most. So first pitch coming in high, and that'll be a 1-0 count to McCauley for the Midwest Mavericks, hitting in the 2-hole. This is a pass ball, but the runners don't advance. And kind of important to note, too, I think it's every complex is constructed a little bit differently, and so sometimes the backstops are relatively close to home plate, and sometimes the backstops are quite a little bit ways away. Backstops here at 3 and 2, and we're playing on field number 21. Backstops not too far back, and so right there on a pass ball comes to the defense's advantage. Arlo pitches another off speed here. This one a strike. And now a 2-1 count to McCauley. Missing just outside. And now 3-1 count. MacNSeitz looking to maintain their lead. 8-5 right now. Midwest Mavericks do have that home advantage, so they will have the last opportunity to hit in this game. And a strike call there. Arlo just time after time coming up with that big pitch, and heck, I'm probably jinxing myself here, but hoping that Arlo is going to do what he needs to do right here. Defense looking ready. This ball being put into play. It's going to be handled by the shortstop, and that throw is going to be off the mark. Wild throw. 2 runs will score, and an error will cost us 2 runs. So now 8-7, and that's exactly what we're looking for, right? Arlo did a great job, found an opportunity to get a nice little ground ball, and we just did not come up with the play when we needed it. So he starts with a strike call there. And I'd have to go back in and look, but that is a number of errors on the MacNSeitz team today. Wild pitch, but Paul does a great job moving laterally to his left and keeping that ball in front of him, preventing the runners from advancing. Ball high, that one coming in 60 miles an hour. Right at about the shoulder level. Swing and a miss. Strike two, and now a 2-2 count to number 3-4 Byers for the Midwest Mavericks. So a number of folks eager and patiently waiting for the winner of this game. Or rather, I take that back. The way this bracket play is working out is there will be a game on this diamond after we're complete, but the winner of this game will play at noon. So Arlo Mai now with a full count. 2 down. Runners on first and second, bottom of the fourth. MacNSeitz now up by 1 run, 8-7. And a strike 3 call. That'll do it for the inning. MacNSeitz maintaining their lead, but not before the Midwest Mavericks decrease that margin. And now an 8-7 game. So Arlo doing a great job pitching-wise. Obviously a little struggle there early with some of the walks and everything, but coming up with 2 big outs with the bases loaded, and then ended up with a nice little ground ball to short, and just unfortunately Austin Strength not coming up with the play where we needed it. Playing relatively deep, and that's not necessarily the wrong position with the bases loaded. Kind of double play depth, but with 2 outs you don't really need to be there, but he just didn't charge on the ball, and maybe he thought the ball was going to be coming in a little bit hotter. Oh, what's going on here? They're calling the game? I must have the score wrong then. Hey, what was the score?
All winning coaches, please be sure to.
And I went looking for Steve. I couldn't find him. And folks, I think I've messed up the scoring overlay here. I was under the impression that we were up a run, but it looks like we were not. So, trying to double check here. Hey, what was the score?
8-7.
Them? Or us?
No, we won.
We did? But we're the.
Time limit on field 18.
That was.
Time limit on
Yeah.
field 18.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, folks. No, it looks like I'm sitting here second guessing myself, and too many different things going on here in the background. There's a lot of people milling around, but MacNSeitz does come away. I did have the scoring overlay correct. MacNSeitz comes away with an 8-7 win, and I tell you what, coming back after being down, Midwest Mavericks, disappointing loss for them, and their pitching not coming up with the necessary things. But man, hats off to them. A great competition here and a great game for them to start. And now we are going to be playing again at noon here at 3-2. We're going to actually be on the same field, on field number 21. This is out at the 3-2 West Complex in Shawnee, Kansas. So appreciate everybody tuning in. If you have time, please tune in again later. If you've not already subscribed, we're broadcasting live to YouTube and Twitter. Please subscribe and give us a like on those videos. If you didn't have an opportunity to watch the entire thing, we have highlights of clips for your favorite player out on Sideline HD. And we appreciate everybody watching. Excited to see MacNSeitz advancing over the 2 seed Midwest Mavericks. We'll see you guys at noon. Thanks so much for watching. End the game.